Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Sorry that we couldn't meet live. We double booked our Zoom room, so my apologies for that. But I did promise to give the product roadmap update, and I would hate to make you wait a week for that. So I will go through the roadmap here, and then next Friday, when we have our call, we'll review and happily answer any questions about it, show you anything that we may have ready to go by then. So here is what we were planning for Q2 and Q3. We know we're a little late we're midway through Q2. So we want to talk about things we're wrapping up and then moving into Q3 of 2022. So eagerly awaited, I know, is SSO. So this will be enabled and visible, so it will no longer be hidden behind the light bulb for Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace. But we are also in QA right now, the QAing the ability to enforce it globally across your tenant or per user. So you will have the ability to flag those options. As I go through this, I will mention that this article is live in the platform. So if you don't have to, screenshot or take notes along the way. If you're inside the platform, you can always just type product roadmap, and this article is live. Next up will be auto task ticket integration. So this is to give feature parity to the ConnectWise ticket integration. So the ability to open tickets inside of assets, assessments, recommendations, and business review itself. Customer success, we have quite a few updates coming out to customer success. And as we have talked about, our goal is to automate where possible. Many of these are actually in development as we speak, but we have ideas around pulling company MRR based on contracts, pulling numbers of users for the profile. We're creating an effort tab with auto-calculated metrics around numbers of tickets. So many of you have talked about tickets, seats, etc., to create an effort tab. Assessment scores associated directly with an effort as well. That will be similar to the way the health tab is, especially as we pull metrics over, because you might have more than a single value. The health tab with automated metrics, so this would be pulling over, maybe you want an assessment score to impact health, CSAT, stack alignment, and other options there, along with always the ability to manually add your own. Stack alignment automation by way of agreements, contracts, and then also stack alignment by tagging a company profile. So this would be, once you've set up your standard stack, the ability to say, this company has my standard stack, auto populate it so that then you could just, deselect some things if they don't have those. So that'll make it a little faster to set up a company. And also auto map account managers via PSA territories. So some of our beta testers said that this was something that they already housed in their PSA. We'd want to be able to capitalize on that in customer success. Report builder. We have 3 goals around report builder. One is to create a locker. So that would lock an event in time so that you wouldn't have to download it to save it. So basically we store an event as is. Recreating the notion of a template versus an event. So like assessments, you would build a template in Report Builder, which is what we call it now, but every time you save it, you have to save it as the company name and time. So you would actually run an individual report against a time, so that you would truly have a template plus an event of that template that you could run across multiple companies multiple times. And then finally, folks want the goals and objectives from customer success as an option in Report Builder as a component. We're prototype running an EU instance. So that's exciting to get more data centers for Lifecycle Insights. We're adding some automated onboarding enhancements for those of you that have been in the platform a while. They will not impact you as much, but you might see Sparky, our little light bulb that pops up more often when new things come out. So we can show you new features or things maybe that you haven't started using yet. We've got a few budget report enhancements. We've got some tickets out on this. We've gotten a lot of requests around these things. One of them, the first, is already out. I will show it live. We'll show it live next week on the call. The first is when you're in the spreadsheet view, the links now are live, so you can click into the actual assets. We're going to swap the default initial view. So instead of being the detail view, it will be the spreadsheet view. We have a lot of folks that just jump right in there to start. So we might as well make that the default. We want to be able to support fiscal year by company. So each of your companies might, you might have one that is a June to, July 1 to June 30 year, and you'd want to be able to run the quarters and years that way. We want to support that. We also want to be able to support scenarios. And by scenarios, I mean, you might want to present a budget with asset replacement or move to the cloud or a leasing option and, a pay one time option. So we want to be able, you can do that now, but you have to like turn things off and on. We want to allow you to be able to create those scenarios without as much kind of workaround that you have to do now. We also want to add auto uplifts and escalators for contract values. So this would be the ability, over time to say we're going to add a 3% uplift, 5%. You would, of course, get to define that typical Lifecycle Insights style, but we want to add that into budgeting as well. Around assessments, we want to be able to tag items so that you can filter and search by tag. So if you wanted to make 8 of them aligned to HIPAA, for example, you could tag them as HIPAA and pull all the items that were associated to HIPAA. We also want to start defining requirements for workflow and assignment so that you could say, okay, I want to assign my tier 1 tech these questions, my engineer these questions, and how to assign it out and share that. So that will be starting defining those requirements, not have that completely done in this time window. Asset ad hoc, we want to add an export to this. A lot of folks have requested that, as well as the ability to batch update across all clients. So if you wanted to change the operating system end of life date, for example, across on all of your Sophos, right? You could search for Sophos, you could grab all of them, and then you could batch update them instead of doing them one at a time. I've had a lot of requests for that as well. We want to introduce the notion of a card view prototype. So this is around the roadmap, the budget and assessment. So think, card view where you can drag and drop items and place them into new categories. Think Trello, Monday.com, that type of thing. But where you would be able to reassociate items, recommendations, etc., to different quarters, time periods, and it would then update in, the roadmap, budget, and assessment as we have listed. We want to, of course, always extend our integrations. So we're looking at supporting at least 2 new integrations. The options right now that we're looking at are Hoodoo, Great America Leasing, Augment, and BrightGauge. We have many, many more on that list. But, we're always trying to grow there, but these are kind of the top runners right now. And then, of course, knockout enhancements as reported by our partners. So as you know, there are a lot of littler pieces that come in that we know make it easier for all. And so we aim to add a bunch of those along the way as well. So keep them coming. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, or complaints, you know how to get us. So feel free to reply to this or send us a note, put a note into support. Enhancement requests are best sent to support because then we can push them right over to the product team. Love to hear your feedback. I'm really glad you're our partners because this is definitely what makes us better and gives us the ability to produce great things. So as I like to say, happy life cycling and I hope you're having a great day.